Hey Hodies, welcome to my channel. My name is hautemesstom and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are new to my channel runs on a couple of ethos. The main one to be loving my collection as it currently is, but the second ethos is to be critical of new makeup releases. I think that the makeup industry does a really good job being a little bit of a fox and trying to trick us into buying things that we absolutely don't need by doing really good job marketing and selling things to us, even though we probably have something in our collection already that we already can use that's going to achieve the same thing. So what I like to do in these videos is unpack the marketing, unpack and see if these items are actually like good buys or not. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If that kind of content sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe. I would really appreciate if you like this video. And if you think one of your friends would love to hear someone talking crap about the makeup industry, I would really appreciate if you would share this with them. I'm also on patreon.com if you would like to support this channel financially, but no pressure to do so. So if you are a regular on my channel, you'll know that I am in like the critical SASS live area or like where I do makeup application. I'm a little pressed for time today, basically meaning that I didn't have time to set up, but I have time to record. So that's why we're over here, but I did pull the mic into frame to give us that little bit of that critical sassiness. We're going to have the pictures up here. I'm going to be scrolling through Trend Mood 1 and also Makeup Release Radar. If you guys haven't heard, Makeup Release Radar, Instagram took their account away from them and they have a new profile. So I am going to link down in the description box Makeup Release Radar's new profile so you can follow them there. Makeup Release Radar does a really good job of covering indie brands, and if you're into indie brands, I would suggest giving them a follow because they really keep you up to date on the indie brands, whereas Trend Mood does a little bit better of a job keeping you in the loop with more major brands. Also, I will be doing Critical Sass live this month, except it will be on the last Thursday of the month as opposed to the last Wednesday. It'll be the week of my birthday. Hey, so it'll be fun. We'll celebrate my birthday. It's a couple days after my birthday, but I'm one of those really annoying people who's like, it's my whole week. And then also the next month. And like every month except September. I have Trend Mood pulled up. I'm going to go through Trend Mood first, and then I will work my way to Makeup Release Radar, and we'll keep going. We'll see what I find. So I'm going to start with the newest things and then work my way backward. Let's talk about the Fenty holiday collection. So Fenty is dropping some new items for the holiday, and it's an interesting look for Fenty. I feel like Fenty hasn't done this kind of stuff with their packaging in some time. We have the Fenty Icon case that's the refillable lipstick container for $12. There's some new lipsticks. There's the Mini Baby Watts Fluid Freestyle Highlighter Duo. There's the Glossy Posse Volume 5 Gloss Bomb Trio, the Mini Lil Icon Semi Matte Lipstick Duo, and the Double Cheeked Up Freestyle Cream Blush Duo in 35. I would say if I was interested in anything in this, it would probably be the blush duo, but even then the blushes are like not my shades, but I do feel as though they are blushes that are kind of missing from the Cheeks Out range. So I think that's probably the most interesting part to me. And if you did that, you would get to try 2 shades, which I kind of like. And this one's 34. So I'm going to guess that it's actually in the full, like the Trophy Wife original size compact, and then it's like split into 2. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Like, I couldn't tell you that that's like 100% true, the thing that is factual, but that's like the vibe that I am getting. And it's like a pink compact. It's pretty. I really like the Fenty glosses, but I haven't bought a gloss bomb since a little bit after launch. I went through 2 Fenty gloss bombs. I really like them. I haven't picked one up since then because I have other lip glosses, although I have way more lipsticks than I have lip glosses. However, it's not like I need to run out and buy a Fenty gloss. Also, looking at these glosses in the gloss trio, the only one that looks like anything new to the range, to me, to my eyes perceptibly, is the like pink lip gloss. There's also like the brown lip gloss, but I feel like she has brown lip gloss. And then there's like the fluid highlighters. Is that a thing? Like, are those new? Like, I don't know what those are. Like, I don't feel like I've ever seen them. Any which way, I would say that you could firmly pass on these unless you are super interested in one of the colors. That is really it, though. I don't think that this is incredibly interesting, to be quite honest. If this is holiday, I think they can do better. And I think your wallet deserves better. Kimchi Chic Beauty released a new eyeshadow palette called the Holly Fairy Tale. 40 eyeshadows. Sorry, 40 pressed pigments for $40. That's $1 a pigment. There's so much repetition in here that it would be like, as soon as you got on your eye, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. This also looks like every other Kimchi Chic beauty release. Kimchi's eyeshadows actually irritate my eyes, and I don't really have very sensitive eyes. I tried them a while ago, and what really actually burned me, it didn't actually physically burn me, but it did make my eyes really sensitized, was the like glitter. There's something in there that like made my eyes feel like they were on fire. I had to remove it immediately. Kimchi is like probably never gonna get my money again. It's a shame because I like the drag performer Kimchi. Whenever brands release these really large palettes, it's like you just didn't feel like curating. It's like you formulated all these shadows to maybe curate, and then what you did was just like, I could just make that palette. Instead of like being like, let me really put together something that's like a really interesting pastel palette that's gonna like really provide something to my customers. They're like, no, you can just like have them all. Like, you think about it. Here's the thing. There are people who want more eyeshadows and want to think about it. Those people probably are buying single shadows, and they're probably buying higher quality single shadows. Not to say that like the eyeshadows that I tried from Kimchi were like the worst quality, but it's just like, if I'm going to choose my own adventure, I'm really going to choose my own adventure, and it's not going to be pastels. I don't know. This brand just kind of doesn't, it's much like Trixie Cosmetics. Kimchi's cosmetic brand is kind of like probably never was going to get my money, to be quite honest. To be quite honest with you, it's probably never going to get my money. The MAC holiday collection is kind of cute. I got to give it to them. I like all of it. I'm sure it'll feel really cheap. Like in your hands, this will feel really cheap, but it's really cute. I really like this studded ball thing with lipsticks in it. I mean, I would never buy it, but it's like cute. I like to look at it. I like looking at all of this. I feel like I would like to maybe in the future try some more things from MAC, particularly their complexion items, but their highlighters are like not for me. I just recently decluttered like my last MAC item. Other than a paint pot, I think I decluttered my last MAC item, which was a highlighter in show gold. It's so pretty. However, it was just like, I wasn't reaching for it. So perhaps if I revisited the MAC highlighters, I would pick one that's a little more neutral than show gold, because it was like a rose gold. And it's not that I don't love a fun highlight. It's like rose gold highlight just isn't for me. And I, for some reason, bought a ton of it whenever I first started makeup. And so I just have had these rose gold highlighters in my collection. I am much more into a neutral highlight unless I'm using Ritual Defeat, and then it can be whatever color it wants to be, because I love Ritual Defeat highlighters. But I don't think that MAC did a bad job. MAC typically does okay when it comes to their holiday releases, and I think that that's the trend that is continuing. Do I think I need any of this? No. Do I think you need any of this? No. The beauty community at large online doesn't seem to give MAC the time of day in general, so I don't know that I need to lead you away from this, but just in case I do, are you going to want to use any of this past the holidays? Now, it's not exclusively screaming Christmas to me. It isn't, but there's something about me personally where I'm not going to want to open an eyeshadow palette with like a cutesy bow on it in the middle of summer. There's no shame if you are a person who is willing to do that, but just to think about it. Think about it, because sometimes you don't think these things are going to deter you, and what they absolutely do is deter you, and then you just like have this thing. It's sitting around and you're just like, I'm not even not into this. I don't even think the eyeshadow color stories are bad, but it's just like, do you want MAC eyeshadow? I don't know. I don't really want MAC eyeshadow. But if you do, I think that's a pretty collection. I'm wrapping my head around this Trixie Cosmetics release. So Trixie is releasing some like Halloween-y little situation of lip glosses and lipsticks. And so you can either buy the lipstick, the lip gloss, or the duo of all three of these. There's Synth, which is a purple, Feature, which is black, and then there's Creature, which seems to be like a swampy green. I think this is cool. And I do kind of appreciate that Trixie is leaning into the like Halloween of it all, because I think that Trixie's brand is like can lend itself to it. And the fact that it went darker as opposed to like, you could definitely do Halloween-y cutesy, which is like definitely what I think Trixie would do. Like if you asked me what I thought Trixie would do for a Halloween release, it'd be like Barbie, glamour, that kind of thing. So it's cool. I don't know that this will be the thing that gets me. The only thing that I think that I am slightly interested in is the Trixie Cosmetics taupe lipstick that Hannah Louise Poston has been talking about recently. But even then, I'm not running to get that. But I do think that this is cool, and so I'm going to give Trixie her props. Oh, it's not like the most exciting release, but it's like, you did something, Trixie. KVD released their holiday collection, and it is interesting. So it is, let's look at this eyeshadow palette. You know what? I was going to praise it, but now I take it back. I miss, not Kat Von D, but I miss the effort, seemingly, that Kat Von D put at one point put into her holiday palettes. Mi Vida Loca, the Saint and Sinner palette, the heavy metal palette, like the metal palette where if you turned it upside down it still said metal. All of those were so cool and lusted after palettes. Those are palettes that people still kind of talk to this day. Nothing about this is like going to be something that we're talking about a few years from now. And I actually kind of liked their holiday palette that was like just kind of all shimmers with a couple of mattes in it. Like I thought that was better than this. This looks like something you could get from ColourPop. And it's like basically you could get any color story from ColourPop. And I do mean that as a read. I don't mean that as like a kind thing. Like it doesn't, it's like, oh, I should pay $14 for this. Not I should pay whatever price KVD is asking us to pay for this. Now, I know that the glimmer sticks are in high demand, so it's cool that they're doing like a little trio situation with those. Here's where I am with the makeup industry at large. We are in a recession. We are kind of dealing with the collapse of society. Inflation is insane and we are paying for it for whatever reason. There's a lot that's happening where like my money is not running out to be spent on makeup. And I don't think any of your money is running out to be spent on makeup. What are the brands gonna do to get our money? Not just to get it, but to deserve it. And this is not just commentary on this collection from KVD, it's a commentary on all of it. There are almost no brands doing anything that I feel like really, really, really warrants us to spend our money on it. You might disagree. There are maybe some releases that catch your eye. For example, for me, the single eyeshadows from Charlotte Tilbury are so intriguing to me and I would like spend money on them. I think that's a great release, but you might disagree with me. But I think overall, at large, most brands are not doing enough. They're putting out crap like this and saying, this is the best we can do. And it's like, I should be saying with my wallet, then you don't give my money. And that way, the less we buy, hopefully, the more they try to innovate product because no one's innovating. Stop rearranging colors and saying like, this is it. What's different about your formula? Why is your formula better than every other formula? Did you do anything to innovate that? Is there something new in there? And there like, for example, Huda's little science experiment with the gel with the pigment in it, at least that was different. And I recently did a review on the Rowan eyeshadows. Those are a different formula. That's like not like anything I've ever touched before. The Isamaya palette with all of the interesting formulas in there. What are these brands doing to warrant our money? Because KVD, I swear to God, this is not it. Do better. You have those dazzle sticks. They're really popular. Why do you only have 4 colors? Why did they disappear for so long? Why isn't that where you're focusing your money? Is there anything in your brand that does well that could do with a shade expansion? I'm going to praise Victoria Beckham because I think that they are a brand that does a really good job. They're not always coming out with a whole new line of something, but what they do is they go back and look at the holes in their collection. They're like, we have beautiful eyeliners. Oh, we don't have an olive. Let's make an olive one. Oh, we made all of these lip tints. We don't have a peach one. Let's make a peach one. And it's just like slow releases, filling out the things that are already beautiful in their collection. And what brands are not willing to do is that. Like, I don't even need a collection release. Just be like, hey, we know you love our dazzle sticks and we never put out a hot pink one. We made this really beautiful hot pink one. We think you'd like it. That's better to me. What I imagine is in the boardroom, I don't know, I'm sure there are no Barbaras in the KVD boardroom, but all I imagine is like, this is any boardroom. It could be Tarte. It could be any brand. Them bumbling around and be like, what do the people want now? The same thing. Let's just do it. And then they do that. And then people buy it. And then that's why they're like, well, that's what the people want. It's like, that's not what I want. It shouldn't be what you want either. Whenever I talk about like loving my makeup collection as it is, it's like once you know your makeup collection, and as someone who once did not know their makeup collection, when someone releases something, I can call bullshit on it so fast because it's like, I have that. I have that. I have enough makeup that you're going to have to do something better than all of this nonsense that these brands are doing this holiday. It's like, you don't get my money. You don't get my money. My money's already been got by another brand and I already have that. So you don't get my money. So just start thinking about that. Like, what did that brand do to warrant your money? What is new about these items that they are releasing that you're thinking about spending your hard-earned cash on, that you are spending 4 hours of your life at work on, that you are spending a whole shift of work on to get that item? Because you should start thinking about it like that. I'm just throwing that out there. That sounded like I was coming really hard for KVD. I actually... This release isn't like the most offensive thing that KVD's ever done, but it's like also not incredibly exciting either. Dior released their holiday sets, and I have been tagged on this quite a few times because of the green eyeshadow palette. Rewind. Let's look at the collection together. Let's look at these eyeshadow palettes next to each other. You made a red one and a green. That's what you did. You made a red one and a green. Now, remove them from being holiday. I do think that both of these palettes are pretty. And I think a lot of you are waiting for my opinion on this green one. The green one is fine, but it does look like that Dior put their stupid eyeshadow cream primer in there. Just put another regular eyeshadow in there. And what's happened is, I think that this green eyeshadow palette is really boring, and I don't think it does anything. I don't think the greens are nuanced enough. I think that it's just like, here are 3 greens, here's 2 browns and 2 golds. No, that's not enough. It's not the kind of greens that I do like. And I appreciate that people tagged me in this. I understand why you did because I talk about loving green eyeshadow. But this, Dior can do better. And I like the Dior eyeshadow formula. I have been finding it pretty easy to work with. But maybe the Dior Backstage formula is different. I don't know. But from my experience with the Dior Quint that I do have, I don't mind it. I just think that both of these, it was just like, what is holiday? And they're like, red and green. We cannot put that in the same palette. We are Dior. That is not what we do at Dior. But they're like, what if we made a red palette and a green palette and market them separately so no one puts together that we've released red and green for holiday? But Dior, I caught you. I caught you in your little lie, your little trap. I think they're not nuanced, and I think they're pretty basic takes on these color stories. So I think that they could have done better. Palace Identity released the Bloom eyeshadow compacts. There are 4 colorways. I'm gonna help you and hurt you in this one. I think these are very beautiful, and I think the color story with the green in it from this is much more interesting than the color story that Dior released. First of all, they narrowed it down to 4 shades. You're getting a quad, and I think that it's like, if you can do the color story in less colors, I like that. I appreciate that. There's like a mustardy yellow. The green is grungy. The brown is like a cool toned brown. Then you have like a shimmering green. I love that. I think it's interesting that these are in these like stopwatch packaging. And while the pans are weird shapes, it does seem to be like an even split of most of the product. It does seem pretty even, not the most even, but they are separate pans. There are separators in them. And I know that a lot of people hate whenever everything is pressed together. So I think if you're going to do these small color stories and try to make the packaging interesting, I think that they did a very good job of achieving that. However, why would you need that? It's pretty. And I'm not gonna try to take it. Like, I think they did a really good job with the packaging. It's only $28, so it's not like erroneously expensive. And I think that if this was like a very expensive product, I might have more issue with it. But because I'm sure that this feels chintzy in the hands. That's my guess. Like, I feel like you're not gonna get this and be like, this is a very dense and heavy and luxurious product that I am holding in my hands. I don't think that's what you're going to get with this, which is fine. At $28, I'm okay with that. If you are someone who has a large makeup collection or a larger makeup collection, you have singles or you have eyeshadows that you can remove the pans and rearrange them. You don't need that. Make your own quad, put it in a smaller magnetic palette, call it a day. You have it. It's the same thing. What about this is going to make you use it more than what you already have? How can you look at what your collection is and what you already have to do this? So sorry, I forget your name. I forget to do this. But they took old watercolor tins and made them eyeshadow palettes. What if you found something that has a closure like that that's really cool and luxurious, and you put a magnet in the bottom of it, and then that way it's an eyeshadow palette? There are ways around this. I don't think you need this. I don't think that if you bought this, it's like the end of the world. But I just think that, like, think about it a little bit more. Because if you look at it and you think you're getting like a luxury item because it's in the really cool packaging, I just don't think that that's going to be as what you think it is. Because even sometimes luxury brands will release something that looks like that and you get it in your hands and it's like chintzy and doesn't feel expensive and doesn't feel luxurious. So do you want the facade or do you want the real thing? I think that you'd be able to make the real thing better with your collection than what this brand has done. I'm going to talk about these because these weren't all, no, these weren't all released in the last, when I did Critical SASS Live, the Charlotte Tilbury stuff was sneak peeked. These, what are they called? The Pop Shots. I'm obsessed with them. I saw Laura May Beauty use them. I saw Amanda Z use them. And I was like, they're not exciting. They're not. They're very pedestrian. They're beautiful one and done eyeshadows. And that is great. They really do call to me. They're expensive too. There's a lot of things happening where it's like, they're expensive for what they are. I have things that can satisfy this need in my collection. I know that I have single eyeshadows in their own compact that I never use. So why would I buy this? So perhaps if you are as equally hypnotized by these, are these even called, they're called the hypnotizing. These are aptly named for me because I am hypnotized. I think they're gorgeous. They look so pretty. And I think I know in my heart of hearts that like one of these is going to make its way to me. Because I want to try it. Because, Amanda Z makes them look so pretty. So did Lauren. But, like, there's something, I don't know. I don't know if it's Amanda Z's lighting. Because I have bought something because of Amanda Z before. And I put it on my eyes. I was like, that does not look like the way it did. That does not look like the way it did on Amanda Z. And yet, I still have it because I was like, I will one day look at, anyway, kind of the inevitability of like when I do that eyeshadow, I will use it a handful of times and then it will end up in the drawer and then I will like never see it again. So what I'm going to ask you to do, and if you are interested in these, and I'm going to ask myself is just like, remember that. Remember that if you buy this, you're spending $34 on something that you will get a handful of uses out of. Now I am becoming like a one eyeshadow girly. Like I'm working on that. Like it's a thing that I'm working on. It's a personality trait that I would like to inherit, like, and work on. I also just love playing with eyeshadow sometimes. Eyeshadow's not my bread and butter, by the way. Like it isn't. Like this is fun for me, but like this is really a basic eyeshadow look. But also sometimes I'm like, let's do a draggy eye. Let's do it. Like I want to do a drag eye. I need the grace and space to do both, but I'm coming around to a one eyeshadow look. And that's why these are very appealing to me. I need to move along because I'm embarrassing myself. I kind of caught up with myself on trend mood. So I am now going to see if Makeup Release Radar has anything to talk about. I know they do. I need to scroll a bit. Terra Moons Cosmetics is releasing some new singles. They're releasing 21 new singles. And my friends have gotten them in PR and they've been swatching them. And when I tell you that I have never been more jealous, never been more jealous about people getting PR than I'm not receiving. And I don't normally get jealous of PR. These Terra Moon shades have me fucked up. These are some of the prettiest eyeshadows that I have seen released in a long time. And I own some Terra Moons and I like them. But the what they're about to drop, mama, it is unreal. And I'm gonna pull some of my Instagram friends' swatches. They've been swatching and showing pictures. Lyra, Aurum Regalia, they drop on October 14th. These shades have, like, there are some, they're so pretty. And, like, I'm not always attracted to eyeshadow. Like, I'm not always, like, I say that in the hip, give me a single shadow or give me death, really, is what I'm saying in this video. But, like, very rarely anymore, because of the size of my collection and what I have, do I see like eyeshadow shades get dropped and go, oh, yes. And that's how I'm feeling. So a round of applause for Terra Moons. Terra Moons is a great indie brand. if you are interested. Like, I just think that, like, if you're, buy an indie brand's eyeshadow. I can't flaw this Terra Moon's release because I think it's incredible. I think they did a great job. The colors are all very interesting. Even the mattes, which I'm like not even always like the most interested, but like I think the mattes are really cool. Like they did it. I mean, they really did that. Like they really, I'm impressed. Michelle Wong posted a video today as I record this, as I live and breathe, of these new Tom Ford creamy eye quads. There's a purple one. There's a cool tone. Okay, there's a purple one. There's also a green one. They're both so pretty. I will not buy these because I have not personally tried the cream Tom Ford shadows. However, having had Tom Ford quads in the past, I've now had 3. I knew that, like, I just know. But that purple one, the shimmer in it, a purple, that like lavender shimmer in it is like killing me. I saw Michelle put it on her eyes today and I was like, why? I have a couple of eyeshadows that I feel like I recently purchased that have lavender, beautiful lavender shimmers in it. I have Mothership 1, which I just talked about in a video, which has a beautiful silver lavender in it. I do not need these. And perhaps you have a beautiful silver lavender in your collection. Although I think on my channel, people who watch my channel, I'm like the only one who continuously gets got by Tom Ford eye quads where I'm like, I love that. There's also the sparkly one, from the Chalet collection, and I thought that was really pretty, and I also want that one. That's like but it's just like I'm not gonna buy that. I have so many beautiful topper sparkly eyeshadows that I do not need the Tom Ford one. But you know why I want that one? There's a lavender one in it. Apparently I'm into lavender. It's why I wanted the NARS palette, which also, by the way, that hunger has fully left. I haven't even thought about the NARS palette since I talked about it last. I'm out of breath. This has been a marathon. I know it's not as long as my usual critical sasses, but as I said, I'm running low on time and I'm now running low on energy. Do not copyright claim me, Beyonce. I really don't think you've trademarked the word energy, but I could see you doing that. Please don't. I'm sad. So if you are new here and you enjoyed the critical sass, I would love to have you subscribe. Join me. It's my birthday month, so you have to. So I'll wait. Excellent. Thank you so much. Love the energy. Now, while you're down there, there's a like button. Hit that. Excellent. And if you're feeling generous, there's a Patreon link in my description box down below. And if you feel like doing that, I would really appreciate it. But no harm, no foul. If you don't, I fully understand. We did it. I appreciate you all so much for watching. Remember to follow your hote. Who you gonna find? Hautemesstom! See you in the next video. Bye-bye!